the windows and placed I-Team cameraman Greg Meyer inside that van with his video camera. At about 9:30 in the morning, we parked it right here, sitting just down the street from Mr. Rizzo's house. It should be noted that the van was parked on a public street in broad daylight. At no time did any of our people go on Mr. Rizzo's property. What you're looking at is what cameraman Meyer saw through the lens of the hidden I-Team camera that morning. Not much happened for about 3 hours. And then around noon, several police officers became suspicious of our vehicle. If you look closely, you can see some of them in the van's rear-view mirror. Now, in just a moment, we'll show you the unedited tape of exactly what happened when one of our I-Team members opened the truck door. But before we do, we want you to know that when the door was open, cameraman Meyer immediately handed over this official Philadelphia police press pass in order to clearly identify himself to everybody on the scene. And also remember, as you watch this, that Frank Rizzo is not a member of the Philadelphia Police Department, and this is supposed to be an official police matter. Here we go.
It's all right. Wait a minute. Let him identify himself.
That's enough.
What do you mean that's enough? We want to know who you are.
Who are you, sir? Can I have some identification?
Identification.
Come on out.
You ever come out holding your hands up like that, you'll get in trouble. We want to know who you are and what you're doing up here. Who is he? I thought it was somebody up here to hurt somebody.
We're up here for security, you know? Would have been a lot easier to stop and tell us you're here. We don't know. He's saying you have a dog in here,
well,
right?
You're a bunch of...
We could have shot you or something. We don't know.
Pull that, take that thing out, unhook it. Or I'll throw it out in the middle of the goddamn street. You turn that off.
It's on.
It's on. Well, it won't be on long.
It's
Won't be on long.
It's still on.
Let me tell you something. You know, I've been around a long time. And I just can't understand. It's all right. I'll pull another whack. Get out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing wrong with your TV set. It's just that Mr. Rizzo finally broke our equipment. Last Friday, I asked Police Commissioner Morton Solomon about this incident. And Mayor Rizzo, the former mayor of Philadelphia, after our cameraman had properly identified himself and the police officer at the scene read aloud Philadelphia press pass, Mayor Rizzo, holding the press pass in one hand, reached inside this truck, which we feel he had no right to do, sir, and ripped out the cables off of our recorder and damaged the camera and the cables and the recorder. You've never heard of this before? No one has informed you of this?
No, sir.
Well, that, in fact, is what happened. And 5 members of your department, sir, stood by and not only did nothing and took orders from the mayor, who was apparently in charge of this operation, but they were smiling and laughing at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I would like you to present these facts to our internal affair, and we'll be happy to investigate it and consult with the DA about the possible charges. Yesterday, while openly videotaping on Krefeld Street, we ran into Mr. Rizzo and tried to ask him about his actions last Monday. Mayor Rizzo, Stan Borman from Channel 3 News. Could we,
How are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Good.
Could we talk with you for just a moment?
No, I'm busy.
You couldn't answer any of our questions?
I wouldn't talk to you under any condition.
Why is that, sir?
Forget it. Scram. Get out of here.
Sir, I understand
Now,
that
look,
these...
get away from me. I'm now a private citizen.
Yes,
you
sir.
get away from me.
We're allowed to be on the street, sir.
I don't want to talk to you. Get away from me.
How do you feel about the security guards being taken off of you, sir?
Get away from me or I'm going to throw you out in the middle of the street.
Sir, one more question.
I'm telling you, get away from me.
You were the symbol of law and order in Philadelphia, sir, for many years. People looked up to you and respected you.
Look, creep, get out of here.
How could you justify your actions at our cameras last Monday in front of your
get
house?
Out. You're a creep.
We're a member of the media. We'd like to have an answer to our question.
You're a creep.
Why did you attack our cameras, sir?
Get it all. Don't miss any of it. You're a creep. Get away from me.
Would you answer the question?
You know, you hide behind that press card.
I'm not hiding behind anything, sir. I just wanted to get some answers.
I'll tell you what to do. There's a gang of yous here. There's enough of you here. By myself, I'll take yous physically.
Well, I'm not asking you to take me physically.
Well, get away from me.
Well, sir, I'm on the public street. I should be authorized to be here.
I'll break it over your head. I'll break it over your head. Get away from me, you crumb. That's a challenge, except I'll put my dog away and I'll come back. And you got 1, 2, 3. And I'll do it along with you. In that back of that fence. Just the 3 of us, 4 of us, me and you. Show you what kind of a man you are. You're less than a man. Okay? You're a crumb creep. And I wouldn't take that off of nobody. And there's three of you, and I'm by myself. And when it's over, there'll be nothing to it, win or lose, okay? But you don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a crumb bum, the three of yous, and I challenge you. You're a coward. You're a yellow sneak. And if you want to, now what I say, let's forget all the rules of this great country we live in. I will go back to that wall with the three of yous. Just me.
Mayor Rizzo,
you're a crumb creep coward. You can't take, you won't stand up to a man.
I'm standing up. We're not here to fight. We're here to get some answers to some questions. That's all.
I want to fight you.
Why is that?
Because you're a crumb creep lush coward.
You don't even know me, Mayor.
You are a lush. I can tell by looking at you. I was a cop all my life, and I know a lush when I see one, and you're a lush. You're going to have a hell of a story on that one. Tell me every word of it, Crumb.
Thank you, Crumb.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're Crumb. Hello. How are you? Hi.
Well, this afternoon, Channel 3 station manager Bill Aber signed this official complaint with the police department against the officers who stood by and, as you saw, did literally nothing to restrain Mr. Rizzo from damaging our equipment. As you heard Police Commissioner Solomon say just a moment ago, any other charges will be up to him and the district attorney, Ed Rendell. One of the unfortunate aspects of all of this is that we have become the focus of this story. When it all started, we just wanted to know if your tax dollars were being properly spent for the continuing use of security guards for Mr. Rizzo. We still don't have the answer to that question. We do know, however, that 12 hours after our initial encounter with Rizzo, all police officers were pulled off the house. Commissioner Solomon insists that the timing was purely coincidental. A personal note now, if you will. When I walked over to the former mayor on the street yesterday, I was not looking for an invitation to duke it out, and I most certainly did not expect to be maligned and called a lush by Mr. Rizzo. All I wanted were some simple answers to some simple questions, and you saw what happened. By the way, we decided to play the entire interview with Mr. Rizzo unedited so we wouldn't be accused of tampering with the tape to show us in a better light or him in a less favorable light. You saw it exactly the way it went down, no more and no less. As far as Rizzo's charge that I have a drinking problem, I won't even dignify that with any answer.
I'll give you a 9.
Our pal Casey Armstrong.
Oh, wow. Everybody, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Casey Armstrong. So happy to be here. Yeah.
For my buddy, Casey Armstrong.
Okay.
The viewpoints expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPTT's management or owners.
I got great guests coming up. All right. All right, guys, let's go. Let's get to it. I got a great guest. I don't keep this man waiting. Let's get going. All right, I don't got time for that.
Now,
all right.
Cults, all right?
Shut up.
To some, it conjures up images of Moonies and Hare Krishnas harassing people in airports.
Be quiet.
To others, it could be your neighbor.
All right, guys, everybody. Hey, welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here, especially on this day, because I got an amazing guest. I know you guys have been asking me for this guest, and I got him. And there's so many things I could say about him and his family. I'm talking about Johnny Fratto Jr. I'm talking about that good-looking kid. I'm not gaying off here, but like, every girl I've ever dated, I bring by and the girl's like, man, that's a good looking kid. Not a kid. They say that's a good looking guy. Right? But Johnny Fratto, his father, is somebody that's just so important to me. I miss the guy. But before we get there, guys, you know what we got to do. Everyone, his name is Coach, and I want everyone to welcome him. Please welcome him before I bring our guest on. All right, everybody, let's welcome Coach. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Don't gay off here. Let's welcome Coach so I can bring my guest on. All right, there we go. All right, thank you. Kevin is in there, and Richie's in there. Everybody's saying, hey, we got Coach up in him. Everybody loves Coach. So he's here. Yeah, thank you. Guys, with no further ado, it is my honor and privilege to welcome to the program Mr. Johnny Fratto Jr. Johnny!
Hey, what's going on, Kate?
How are you, man? Thank you so much for doing this, buddy. It's so nice to see you.
Come on, I love doing this. Are you kidding me? This is amazing. I miss you, buddy.
I miss you too, man. So where are you at right now?
Well, I just I was living in LA for 25 years, and I literally just moved to Naples, Florida 1 month ago.
Okay, and I see you got a family of your own. You got looks like amazing gal by your side. And
Oh yeah,
tell me about your family.
I got a total smoke show wife. Her name is Elise.
Yeah, you do.
I do. Oh, buddy, believe me when I tell you. Yeah. I mean, I've been over for 13 years now. So I'm 44. She's 36. I met her when she was 23, but she still looks just as good as the day I met her. I promise you that. And then I got two little boys that are almost 5 and 3, named Louis and Leonardo. So Louis and Leo, and they're the cutest little fuckers you've ever seen in your whole life. Believe me when I tell you, I love them. Awesome. Literally, they're amazing.
Johnny, that's so great, man. There's so many things that I want to ask you. One of the things that we used to talk about, we kind of like asked a lot of questions. Have you had a favorite kind of conspiracy or kind of a mystic? Like, what are you studying? Because I know you used to read a lot and you would look into stuff like this. I mean, you were the one that told me about the calendar. The
2012 thing.
Yeah, are you still into crazy stuff like that?
Listen, man, I'll tell you this. I mean, look, let's face reality here. I mean, what have we lived through for the past 7 years, right? I mean, look, how can I say this? Every single thing that people regard as a conspiracy theory, I think, has now kind of come true. So us conspiracy theorists have been proven to be right. I mean, look, even with COVID, we just got our free preview of the New World Order, right? I mean, we really did. I mean, and look, and it pains me to say this because as much as I listened to Howard my whole life, love Howard, think he's the greatest there ever was. I mean, now I go, this guy, what is he doing? He's alienating his whole base. I mean, he's basically just a leftist shill for Big Pharma and for the deep state. And I'm sorry, the deep state's real. If people don't think the deep state is real, it's like, really? So you trust the government and the mainstream media implicitly? Really? Like, that's where you're going with this? Okay, cool. Like, if that's your thing, then that's your thing. I don't understand people.
Yeah, no, Johnny, and you brought up something. Can anyone just wrap their head around? Hey, you got to get this shot to not get this deadly virus. Okay, so when that doesn't work, if you get the shot, you're not going to get it as bad, which is totally unproven. So you can't prove it. But are you insulted with a lot of the kind of the rules that we had to go by with this whole?
Are you kidding me? I got the cops called on me 3 times for not wearing a mask in LA. I mean, I moved out of LA because it's such a piece of shit now. I mean, let me tell you this, man. Look, when you tell people, hey, Walmart can stay open, but hey, mom and pop, you got to close. Hey, by the way, you can't go to church. You can't go to your synagogue. You can't do anything. By the way, dad has to fucking die in the hospital alone, and you have to eat Thanksgiving dinner alone in a fucking bubble suit. But hey, me as Gavin Newsom, I can go to the French Laundry with all my fucking friends. As Nancy Pelosi, I can go get my fucking hair done. Sure, that's okay. But all of you fucking peasants have got to go fucking play the game and do what we say, because we're all just, the little people to them.
Right.
And this is what I'm sick of, the hypocrisy. I mean, hey, take this shot that was made in, I don't know, a month. Nobody knows what the fuck it is. No one knows what's in it. And, they'll go, well, hey, you'll have idiots go, well, it's science, man. It's fucking science. Now you got Fauci going out there going, yeah, the 6-foot rule, we don't know what that was based on. It just kind of appeared out of nowhere. Really? It was just appeared out of fucking nowhere, huh? That's interesting. Just like the vaccine appeared out of fucking nowhere. So my point is, hey, take the shot, or you can't get money to pay for your family, to take care of them, to have a life. You can't travel. You can't do anything. And now, if people don't see, and then look at Howard, vaxxed twice, boosted 4 times, still wears a mask, still gets fucking COVID. And he wonders how he got it. It's like, hey, I'm unvaxxed. During the pandemic in Los Angeles, I found every speakeasy that was open. I was out every fucking day. Guess what? Didn't get sick, completely fine, traveled the world, went to Switzerland, went to Germany, and you know what? Completely fine. Completely fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Johnny, and is that the reason why you left LA, because of hypocrisy and all that?
That's exactly right. Because, a lot of the people there are brainwashed, and there are a lot of people that know, what we're talking about here and think the same way we think. But man, it's a brainwashed fucking society there. They call us a cult. They're the cult. That's what they don't realize. And I moved out here. I can't say it yet because I haven't announced it yet. But in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be announcing something very big. And I moved out here for a very specific reason. I can't say it yet, though.
Okay. No, it's going to be awesome. And we're going to cover that because it is something huge and it's awesome. But we won't say anything about that. Johnny, let me go back. And I know we jumped into a lot because I have so many things I want to ask you. But for the people out there who may not know who my guest is, I'm sure that you do, but Johnny Fratto Jr. Is the son of course, of Johnny Diamonds. He's got a million nicknames. Just an amazing guy who kind of took me in as one of his own, and he was so amazing. And Johnny, I want to play for the audience, if you don't mind. I want to show this this kind of creativity that your old man, and you were a writer on this, so you were huge in this happening too. But son of a gun, can you tell the audience what that was?
So my dad always had this vision of making a TV series about his life, and that's how he first went to LA. I mean, I moved to LA in '99. My dad moved out there in 2000, and we lived at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. And Merv Griffin kind of took my dad under his wing, and so I got to spend every day with Merv Griffin, and it was pretty crazy. And he wanted to make a movie about my grandfather, my dad, and how he grew up, and that didn't end up panning out. So we ended up trying to make our own show, and we did. We sold one to the History Channel. It didn't get picked up for a series, but we did get a pilot out of it, and that was fun. But yeah, my dad always envisioned it kind of like the Wonder Years meets the Sopranos, set in a crazy place like Des Moines, Iowa, which, was where he grew up because, when the Chicago mob satellited out, my grandfather got Des Moines and Omaha as his territories. So, I had to grow up in Des Moines too. And it's a great place to grow up. But, it was a strange life being surrounded by, kind of farmers and all that, and then gangsters. So a big juxtaposition, kind of like even like Tulsa King kind of says that my grandfather was, that was his real life. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, it's also so Luigi Fratto, your grandfather, the Cockeyed Louie, I believe was his nickname.
Yeah, Cockeyed Louie. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. It's funny. We share the same birthday. Of course, I never met
July
him.
17th.
Just 17th. Yeah. Did you ever meet? Did you ever meet your grandfather? Was he passed by the time you were born?
He died on Thanksgiving Day of 1967. So I was born in '79. So I never got to meet him.
Okay. So let me just share this with the audience. I hope I got this. It's in 2 parts here, so I hope I got the right one first. But let's go over to this is Johnny Fratto, the Frattos, son of a gun.
There is quite a different sort of person than there used to be during the 1920s, during the Al Capone days.
Johnny, you got to be fucking kidding me with the cameras here. Look at this over my head. I got a fucking boom mic over my head.
That's right.
I go into cars and shut doors and put fucking cones over my head so people can't hear me. And you got a boom right over my head.
Today they try to put on more respectability.
There's Gandolfini and The Sopranos and Paulie Walnuts and them. Those are the new guys. And they're the ones making all the money. And it's the biggest scam in the world.
Yeah, but they're the guys that got nothing to lose.
And we don't either now, because it's a new world. There ain't no more machine guns. Now it's computers.
They're bigger thieves than us in Hollywood.
Well, absolutely. These are the thieves. See these guys with all these microphones and everything? This is the new equipment. This is the hustle.
That's my dad. He worked for Al Capone. What Bugsy Siegel saw in the deserts of Las Vegas, my dad saw in the cornfields of Iowa. I bet you didn't know the mob was in Iowa. Between my dad and my Uncle Frankie, there wasn't too many people we couldn't get next to. But the cornfields weren't for me. So I took my family and their story, and I moved my hustle to Beverly Hills. That's Sonny and Johnny. They're like family. My name is Johnny Fratto, and I'm a son of a gun.
Being the son of a famous gangster, people seem to treat you a little differently. But I like it.
Hey, Dad, these are our new producers.
Get it on the floor, get it on the floor.
I'm gonna get my crew.
All right.
Great to meet you all.
Whoa, looks just like that guy Bob.
What the fuck happened to Bob? I don't like this. The last I saw, Bob went for a ride to the gas station with Johnny.
In reality, I'm just a little misunderstood.
Johnny, have you ever hurt anybody before?
Say that again?
I probably hurt some people's feelings a lot.
But they all had it coming.
They did have it.
You never hurt anybody's feelings that didn't have it coming.
There's always
They
accidents.
The flu? People get the flu, they fall down.
Choke on a chicken bone.
Choke on a chicken.
Accidents do happen.
It's amazing.
It's a sad thing.
Are you insane with this fucking thing?
I'm telling you, trust me with this. Have I been wrong? You never see me be wrong.
Trust me, that's Italian for fuck you.
It is, but not this time.
That's why people get nervous around me.
Bob, what's the matter with you? Get out of the car. Come on. What is the problem? You fucking nuts, get out of the fucking car.
Okay. I'm going.
You shouldn't yell at me. I'm very sensitive.
The truth is, I'm just a simple guy trying to make an honest living.
Let me tell you something. I got everything all worked out for Paris Hilton and Kim Stewart to ride these bikes at the Maxim Hot 100 party tonight.
Ride the bikes?
You know what I'm saying.
Hold on, those are prototypes. We just spent $2 million retooling the factory. I don't want anything happen on those bikes, man.
Nothing can go wrong. So
This is your ticket to Hollywood? A half a chopper?
It's small. It's just small. That's all, but it's perfect. This is it. The girls on the red carpet tonight. Maxim magazine. We're famous. Sonny, you look like Marlon Brando on there.
So when it came to girls, size matters.
We gotta know about this thing.
Right here, you got your gas pet cocked. You got your battery on switch. This is your choke. Flip it forward. Whatever you do tonight, when the girls are out on the carpet showing these things off, don't touch this button, man.
Johnny, do not touch that button. Make sure. Nobody.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. This petcock here. Watch out with that, too. I don't know what that means.
That turns the fuel on for you.
I think that's a very unusual word for that.
The one thing that's most important to me is the well-being of my kids.
What are you doing? You're still here?
Let me get you a fucking shot.
You're watching Goodfellas with a baby? Come on. You're supposed to get that thing.
I'm gonna go do that right now.
Do it. Let me watch him. Hey, Joe.
Look at this, Joe. Just like all of our cousins. Watch, look who's that? Joe Pesci.
You go nuts. Joey, Grandma. I got a present for you. Do you want it? You want Daddy to show you what it is?
You turn it into a reality series.
Come on, we gotta be across town in 20 minutes. This pitch
Cross town, I put my pants on right when they get.
John, that's just the first part, man. Watching that. I mean, your old man. I mean, the guy had this charisma.
Yeah, it makes me sad watching him. Man, I mean, that was literally 20 years ago. That was in 2004. We did that.
Yeah, yeah, and you
Yeah.
see you as a young buck in there, but you still look the same. You son of a bitch.
Hey, man, I'm almost 45 years old. Come on.
You know, any of those guys, Johnny Costello, who was in
Yeah,
there.
I talk to Johnny all the time. Sonny died. Sonny just
Sonny,
died about a
Sonny passed,
year and a
really?
half ago. Yeah, he died about a year and a half ago. Cancer.
Sonny was the guy that was kind of like in that video. He was
Yeah.
The with the glasses.
He was the old fat guy on the chopper. Yeah, his name was Sonny D'Angelo. He passed away about a year and a half ago, I think.
Oh wow, that
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
He was a good guy. I liked him.
Yeah, my dad's been gone for 8 years, man. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and actually, John, this new thing that I'm going to announce, Johnny Costello is helping me big time in, so it's going to be great.
Nice. Well, Johnny Costello is a very smart guy.
Oh yeah,
he knows about it. He built some type of. He was into computers. A real bright guy.
Well, he's a huge executive at a company called Microchip, and it used to be called Micro Semi. I mean, they're on the Fortune 400, maybe even Fortune 100. I can't remember, but when Microchip acquired Micro Semi, he was the only guy that they took with them to the new company. I mean, he's like a genius. I mean, he really is.
Yeah. So Johnny, now growing up with your old man, we've heard some of the great stories that he told. But how did you maintain somewhat of a normal life in school with your peers and stuff, knowing the background that you come from and the things that that we love to hear about, these stories that we love to hear about your family? I mean,
well,
how did you maintain that?
It was easy because it's like I said, growing up in Des Moines, the gangsters weren't there. The gangsters were in Chicago. So when my dad was doing that part of his life, he was over there. So that's a 4 or 5 hour drive from Des Moines. So, all my friends were normal. They were not really allowed at my house because we were the bad guys. We getting our door kicked in all the time. My dad got arrested. I don't know how many times, but the point is, I mean, for anybody to come spend the night at my house, it was like a miracle. The friends just would not allow their kids to come over to my house. But, I'd be over at their house and it was normal. I was eating like Flintstone vitamins and shit and fucking drinking milk for breakfast. Like, it was weird. It was like fucking Leave It to Beaver. And I love that shit, because my household was not like that. But, it was a nice little getaway for me. And, I was like a Nick at Night junkie. So I just like really wanted that type of life. And, I lived in a place where I could actually get, because had I grown up in Chicago, all my cousins that lived there, they all kind of turned out, they went the other way,
Gotcha.
So that's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And we saw a young Joey in there, your little brother. Tell me he's like 18 now.
He is almost 22 years old. He lives in Des Moines, Iowa. Yeah, and then I got another little brother named Willie. That's his younger brother, who's Jesus. I guess he's almost 15. Maybe he is 15. I haven't seen him in a couple years, but that is not my fault. Their mom kind of, she was never the nicest. But I wish he would. I wish he would. Say, hey, let's get everybody together. That would be very nice.
Gotcha. And there's so many things. I mean, we could go. We could talk about so many different things, but one of the things that many people may not know is that your uncle was he passed away in it was a helicopter plane.
No. So my dad's older brother Frankie was killed in the plane crash with Rocky Marciano in 1969. So August 31st, 1969. What happened was, I guess, the story is Rocky didn't want to fly United because everybody was hounding him. So he had my uncle Frankie, who was with him, call my uncle Tommy, who was in Des Moines at the time, at this bar called Francie's. Tommy, that's where Tommy usually was. So Tommy answers. They say, hey, do you know anybody with a private plane that could come get us because Rocky doesn't want to fly United? They were coming into Des Moines for Rocky's 49th or 50th birthday party at this place called the Charcoal Room. And there happened to be this guy at the bar named Glenn Bells. He overheard him. He had a single engine Cessna. He says, hey, I'll go pick him up. So he goes and picks him up, and he got him. And then on the way back there in Newton, Iowa, and they crashed into a lone standing oak tree in the middle of a cornfield and it killed the pilot Glenn, and it killed my uncle and Rocky. So I mean, just crazy. And they had a room full of people waiting for him at the charcoal room in Des Moines. I mean, it was awful from what I hear. I mean, 10 years before I was born, but yeah.
Wow, Johnny. And I know how fond everybody was of this man. And the place that you let me stay. There was it was a sweater of his that was framed.
Yeah, it was his Letterman jacket from high school. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my Uncle Tommy has that now. I gave it to him because it's yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let me go over to Tom Easy. Wants to ask you a question. Just a couple people here. Yeah. Tom Easy goes, Johnny, is the Earth flat? Also, did the mob kill Kennedy? I'm just reading these, Johnny. Please.
I mean, look, man. The jury is out on all of the above. I don't know. All I know is this: the CIA. Listen, I think the deep state killed Kennedy. I mean, look, Executive Order 11.11.0, the power to return, the power. Look, John Kennedy gave the Federal Reserve in 1913 took the power away from us to coin and print our own money. John Kennedy, with Executive Order 11.11.0, gave it back to us. Printed up like $4 billion or $4.5 billion worth of Treasury silver certificates from the United States Treasury, and you offer any competition to the Federal Reserve's debt note. This is what happens to you. They shoot you in the fucking head. So yeah, I think the CIA killed him, and maybe they had the mob actually pull the trigger. I don't know, because the mob, just like RFK Jr. just said, the CIA used the mob as their trigger men, to do domestic hits. So maybe I don't know, but maybe mob guys pulled the trigger, but I promise you they weren't the guys that planned it. I can tell you that.
Gotcha. And it sounds like, well, I'm not going to put words in your mouth here, but what did you think of RFK? And it seems like, he's a Democrat, but nobody wanted anything to do with him.
Well, look, man, I think anybody that challenges the status quo gets, I mean, look, you go against the, like I said, call them the deep state, call them whatever you want to call them. You go against their agenda, you go against their mainstream media brainwashing, anything that's a little bit different from their narrative, they kick you off. And, to me, that's how I know who's telling the truth. It's like people go, oh, like taking it back to even Howard. You say to yourself, whoever is trying to control the narrative, whoever isn't letting free speech happen, that's generally in history the people. Look, the Nazis didn't have people have free speech. Look, me and all my friends got kicked off of social media during COVID for fact checking and all this bullshit that they said were facts that turned out not to be facts. So you say to yourself, well, you understand where I'm going with this.
I do, Johnny.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're alone in that. Tom,
I mean, look, in my mind, I say RFK. I like him. For me, I love Trump the most. There's nobody besides Trump for me. Any other politician I don't trust. I hope they all work with him. But if I had to choose somebody other than Trump, I wish it was a Trump RFK ticket. I think that would be amazing. I don't think that'll ever happen, but I would love it. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As a meathead, I can tell you, this guy is like 65. The guy is jacked. Have you ever seen him? Did you see that?
Oh yeah. Well, a good buddy of mine who I'm with all the time is Frank Stallone, and and Frank works out with him at Gold's Gym all the time, and he tells me how jacked he is all the time. That's the first thing everybody says about RFK is, man, that guy is ripped. Yeah. And I have video of my grandfather going before his father at the McClellan hearings, being questioned about Hoffa. I always wanted to run into him and be like, hey man, I wanted to show him that tape. I never got the chance to meet him myself though.
Wow, Johnny, I got so many great memories of you and your old man. One of them, I don't know if you remember this, but we were out where your old man used to love to he loved his telephone. He'd be out there doing business out on his little his porch up there at the penthouse. And for some reason, me and you were into this game where you would just wail on my stomach. You would punch the hell out of my stomach, and we did it in front of your old man. And for some reason, he puts the phone down and he goes, "Stop doing that."
Yeah.
That Don't do that here. I've seen something bad happen. Don't punch him anymore.
My dad did not like any sort of roughhousing. It was weird. I don't know why, And so with my sons, I encourage it. I want them to beat the fuck out of each other. It's great. Like I watch my 3-year-old, who's the same size as my 5-year-old, just like literally wails on him, and I'm like, that's good. That's what I want. I want to raise alpha males. I don't know why my dad, because I'm a small guy. My son, my wife's whole family's like 6'5", so I'm praying for some like fucking. I want to look like that little tiny dog with the 2-bit, the cartoon. I want to look like that one day. With these giant sons that are just, insane. So I always wanted to be, big and strong. I never got a chance to be big and strong. I want my kids to be big, so you like the rough. My dad would not let any roughhousing happen. I don't know what was wrong with him. It was very strange.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Yeah, that's a great memory too.
He told and I think one time, from what he tells me, this is a crazy story. He said Rocky Marciano used to stay with him as a kid, and one day my Uncle Frankie came around the corner and they were playing a game. And he accidentally punched my Uncle Frankie in the face, and my Uncle Frankie was unconscious for like 20 minutes. So maybe that's it. I don't know, man. I mean, I really don't know. I don't know where that came from.
And you know what? It's so. I mean, your family is so interesting because Willie, who is Johnny's brother, I believe. Oh, he's a stand-up comic and a very successful, hilarious. I mean, that guy could have. I went out to dinner with that guy. He had the table roll, and that guy was hilarious.
Oh, he's hilarious. Listen, man, the guy's been doing comedy for 40-some years, or maybe even more. But he does all those big corporate gigs. He does Las Vegas. He does all that. And I know he moved to L.A. in the 80s, but it was during the writers' strike. So then he quit L.A. after like 6 months and moved back. I swear to God, I think had he stayed in L.A., he'd probably be famous. But it's funny because he's famous amongst the other comedians. So when I meet like famous comedians, they all know who my uncle is.
Yeah.
But the regular people don't know who he is. So that's it's a funny thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's what a great guy, and and Tommy.
Oh God!
There's so many stories, but the moccasin.
The moccasin, baby. The moccasin.
I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it.
So my Uncle Tommy is so. First of all, and I'm not talking shit at all because I love the guy. I talk to him all the time. I just talked to him the other day. He's like 5'1", and he has 8 kids by 5 women. His oldest kid is 56. His youngest is 10. He's never been with a woman past the age of 30. He always from like 25 to 30 is where he gets them. And he's got like this is messed up to say. He's got like a 10-inch dick, and he goes and lays it out on bar stools, and he calls it the moccasin. I mean, he's insane. He's like an insane person, And back in the 80s, he used to have he had like he made a lot of money, but he used to call all these. Hey, hang on one second. Is my wife with you guys? Oh, there she is right there. Amazing. You'll meet my wife in a minute.
Oh, beautiful.
So anyway, he bought all these women fake boobs back in the 80s. So my Uncle Tommy in the Midwest was known as the Titty Fairy because he bought all these women. He was the Titty Fairy. Yeah. I swear to he's such a character. He looks just like the Dos Equis, man. Like exactly like him. It's crazy. Like a tiny little version of him. I want to put like one of those little suits from Stuart Little on him and make him drive around like an MG midget. He'd look amazing. Believe me. He's tiny. It's great.
Yeah, he's another great guy. And then let me go over to Tom. Came back and he's got something he wanted to ask you. He goes, Casey, did you get the Fauci ouchie? Did you ever get COVID? Johnny's immune system is too strong. Johnny, did you get I did.
I got COVID, but when it very first happened, and it only lasted 3 days. Let me tell you this: I've been way sicker in my life. It wasn't shit. I've had headaches that are worse. The only way I knew I had COVID was because I lost my taste and smell for like a week. Mm-hmm. And how I knew I lost my smell was my wife knew my baby had just taken a huge dump in his diaper. And I was like literally 1 inch away from him. I didn't realize it. I took off his diaper and there it was. I mean, it was fucking crazy. I mean, it was like a shit that was like, it was gigantic. And I got right up on it. I didn't smell a fucking thing. But like the fucking deal. Oh my God, I lost my appetite for a week. It was a great diet. I don't know. Even about look at how are people so fucking dumb? Every year, 2 million people die of the flu, right? That's what they say. That's the statistic. But that year, nobody died of the flu, and there was 2 million deaths from COVID. I mean, is everybody so fucking dumb? I mean, that's all here, take the flu deaths, call it COVID deaths, and now you got something. I don't understand why people are so fucking stupid.
Yeah, and I got it, like they made you get because you couldn't do anything. I mean, when it first happened, you couldn't go out or do anything unless you got. So I got the first one. You have to get two. I got the first one, and then when I was supposed to go back and get the second one, then I had gotten it, and I guess I'll just say I was lucky because if a cold was like a 10. My COVID experience was like a 2. It was nothing. Maybe I got lucky, and I don't want to, if people got it worse than me, I don't want to, rub their nose in it. But what Johnny was saying is nobody died from the flu that year, which is a little bit strange.
Yeah, but nobody, like literally, like only thousands of flu deaths aside from 2 million. Then all of a sudden 2 million COVID deaths. It's like, come on, man. Even back, even during that shit. When they said, the hospitals are overrun and everything, I had nothing else to do. I drove around LA to all the hospitals looking. Guess what? Empty. No, the news showed lines. There were no fucking lines. It was just a bunch of lies, man. You got all the, you got all these nurses and shit doing dances on TikTok. You really think if nurses were that overwhelmed, they'd be doing dances on fucking TikTok? Are people brain dead? Like, I don't get it. Like, how stupid are you? It just, it boggles my mind.
Yeah, that was pretty shitty right there. Hey, Tom, looks like you got Tom come back. He goes, Johnny, who you voting for in 24?
Take a wild guess. Donald J. Trump, baby. MAGA, baby. That's it, MAGA. If you ain't MAGA, you don't know what the fuck is going on. That's what I'm gonna say.
All right. Well, look, Tom he's on top of the list here, man. He's got a bunch. He goes, Johnny, your pop thought LBJ might have been involved in the JFK killing. Did he ever talk to you about that? Any stories about the mob in Texas?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, he told me a story that, my grandfather apparently knew Jack Ruby forever. And he evidently, the day of the assassination, when even Jack Ruby got killed and everybody was watching the news, he said my grandfather watched that happen and he literally didn't say a word. And here's a guy that, he knew that my grandfather knew for however many years, I don't know. I mean, let me ask you, if you saw a guy that you knew for 10 plus years, just got, murdered on, or just killed the guy that supposedly murdered the guy that killed the president on national TV, wouldn't you say, hey, I know that guy? He didn't say a word. You know what I mean? Not a word. Yeah.
Got you. Let's see. Eaton Clams goes, great show, boys. Hey, thank you, Eaton Clams. Nice name. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. And Tom comes back. He goes, Johnny, were you there when your pops told the Russian landlord that the Pomeranian was a cat?
I was there.
Story.
Yeah. Roland. Roland was just like he was a grumpy little guy. He looked just like the guy from Up. Literally, he looked like the old man from Up. And he just for some reason hated my dad. He fucking hated him. Don't ask me why. Because my dad was always really nice to him.
In Beverly Hills we're talking about?
In Beverly Hills, yeah. Maybe he just didn't like Italian people. I don't know, but he hated my fucking dad. Anyway, and every day he would bother him. My dad had just brought this little Pomeranian in, and my dad didn't want the fucking dog. My dad didn't want the Pomeranian. Yeah, exactly. It was Ivanka's mom. So now he has to deal with this little fucking Pomeranian that bites and barks. He didn't want that fucking dog there. But, he had to do it for his girl. Yeah.
Uh-oh. I done lost Johnny for a second here, guys. He must be in a bad spot. All right, well, while he's doing that, let me play the second half, all right? This is the second half of that scissor. It's only a couple minutes left. This is the end.
It's a casual, not pantsless.
All right, Sonny's got to go. Sonny can't go.
Sonny goes everywhere.
Out of the question. Please, Johnny. Sonny scares people. By the way, did you meet Sonny?
I've dealt with a lot of crazy shit in my life, but nothing like this.
Johnny, we know your story, and we like it. But we're thinking of going a different way.
Okay.
We like Wally for the part. We have a holding deal with Wally. You've seen Wally on Larry Sanders. He was terrific.
Maybe I'm a little slow. You want Wally to play Johnny.
Yes, we do.
In a reality show.
Why can't I just play myself?
You're perfect to play yourself in real life. But in reality, it's a different thing.
They'll let Wally into their homes.
And they won't let me into their homes?
Well,
they don't know you yet. I can understand if they don't want Sonny in their home.
He's a little scary.
But me, I should be let into their home. I just don't think he could be me. I just don't see it. I can't see it.
Natural reaction.
Tell me this is a fucking joke. Tell me this is a fucking joke. Are you fucking kidding? Are they kidding me? Where's that fucking look?
Guy's gonna end up in the trunk. They're looking at a reflection of each other.
Hey, fucking low.
It's gonna grow on him.
You're gonna be me.
You're gonna be me.
I don't think there's any way you can be me.
Really, I don't think I can do it.
I'll save it for later. No, you gotta smoke. You wanna be me? You gotta fucking smoke.
You gotta fucking smoke.
Oh, you can't do that no more. I can't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're gonna very upset me now if you do that anymore.
You're gonna upset
me. He's upset. What the?
So now I'm ready to put my hustle on Hollywood.
Go to my right. There you go. Right there.
Oh my God.
Nicole Richie.
Everybody, see me on TV. Watch. I see you. Yeah. John? What's the matter? John?
Big punch in the head locker.
Tommy, your brother's been in Hollywood way too long.
Tell me something I don't know.
Miss Tommy.
I love this guy.
I'm Johnny Lou Fratto.
What?
Johnny Lou Fratto.
My name is...
I'm Johnny Lou Fratto, and I'm a son of a gun.
That's my man right there, and I got my man Johnny Jr. is back with us. Johnny, we just watched the second part of that sizzle reel. That was.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, I know. I get teary eyed when I watch it. I really, it's messed up, man. You know, I every time I hear my dad's voice, it's weird. You know.
Yeah. And how long ago was it?
November 5th, 2015.
Did you know that it was lung cancer, right?
Yeah, stage 4 lung cancer, small cell carcinoma. We found out he had it on July 31st of 15, and he was gone 3 months later. I mean, it was real fast.
Did he not? Sorry. Was it a surprise? What is?
Yeah, very surprised.
And all that. It was a surprise.
Well, I mean, look, man, it was a surprise. Like you said, yeah, he smoked. He didn't really live the most healthy lifestyle. So, you know, we'd always say, hey, Dad, you better slow down. One day you're going to get fucking cancer. And sure enough, he did. So, you know, I mean, so is it a surprise? It happened all at once and it was really fast, but not shocking that he got it. I can say that.
Gotcha. Hey, Johnny, listen, I know you're out with your family and you're going to come back in like a week and a half because you got something very important to tell us.
I do. Yeah, I got something very important to tell you. It's going to be a very big announcement, actually. And hang on one second. My wife wants to say hi.
Because everyone was wanting to see Miss Fratto.
Here's say hi to Casey and everybody, honey.
Hey, Miss Fratto, how are you?
Hi. Oh, wait, hang on. They can't hear you. You're in my ear. Hang on a second.
Oh, wow. No, we can hear you, Johnny.
Hang on.
She's okay. Wow. Hey, Miss Fratto, you are more gorgeous than we've even heard about. Wow. Johnny, you're a lucky man.
Case, can you hear us?
Yeah, I was just complimenting your wife on her beauty.
Oh yeah. Well, look, she towers over me. I'm like a little person over here. It's it's terrible.
Is she like a supermodel? Is that what she does? Is she like a model? What?
I mean, yeah, her whole life she modeled. Yeah, up until recently. Now she's a mom and a business owner, and it's amazing. She's amazing girl. Wow. We've been together 13 years. Can you believe it?
13 That's years. Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, listen, I don't want to hold you guys. I know you guys are, I think you're going out to do something down there in Florida, but I can't wait to hear, and the audience can hear about what you got going on in about a week and a half, because it's very important, and I'm going to get behind that. Yeah, right. Miss Fratto, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Everybody was psyched to meet you, and everyone loves, of course, your husband. So, guys,
gosh, he's the best.
You guys are so cool. Thank you so much, and we're going to hear from Johnny Jr. in about a week and a half with an announcement.
By the end of January.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for being with me, and go on with have a great night together. You
Okay,
crazy
brother.
kids.
Good
Love you.
night.
Love you, buddy. Bye.
You too, buddy.
Bye,
Later.
everybody.
What a great guy. Yeah, Johnny Jr. was a great guy, man. He I really his father was just one of those people that has this charisma that just draws you to him, you know? He's a guy that you want to know about his life. You want to know what he thinks about stuff. I forgot to bring it up around Johnny because one of the funniest things, we were laughing our ass off for probably weeks when that scene on The Sopranos came up with Vito at the club where he's dancing. He goes, "It's a joke, guys. It's a joke." Me and Johnny that's one thing that we were giggling about. But my thanks to Johnny and his lovely wife to come out and spend a little time with us. But when he's going to do this announcement, we'll spend more time with him. I know I didn't get into much of the stories you guys want to hear and stuff, but yeah. So I got a couple things I want to show you guys. Tom Easy goes, Johnny, your dad was the man. Rest in peace to him, brother. On a brighter note, did Casey ever put your computer back together if you took it apart? Tom, not only did I not put his computer back together, his remotes never got put back together. His garbage pails ended up somehow down the street. I don't know why that they did that. But the one story that I can tell you, which you might not have heard, and I guess I do know why. There was this Russian girl. I know nothing really about drugs. I know that's hard to believe, but as far as people they'll inject drugs and stuff like that, I don't know anything about that. I never got involved with heroin or coke or crack, meth. I never got involved in any of that stuff. But there was this Russian girl that I had been seeing, I guess we'll say. And Johnny's place in Studio City is where I was staying. And you met Kelly the other day, and Kelly was in Studio City too. And Johnny wouldn't be there at weeks on end. So he'd just give me the key and be like, "Hey, Case, go stay over there." This is like when I first got over there from leaving the Newport Beach with, I'll tell you some other time, but when you are broken up with a girl and you both live in the same place, that's a cause for problems. So that's what was going on. So when I could not be there, when we were deciding who's going to leave first, I got stories I could tell you, but the Russian girl used to wear these kind of like sleeves, think of like a wristband, but she wore them all the way up to like her elbows, and I didn't know what that was about. So one night she comes over and she is drinking, and I don't know what else because I never saw any of that stuff. I didn't know what she was doing. But in upstairs there was a bathroom and a shower at the other end of this one bedroom, and we were being adults, what adults do. You know what I'm talking about. And all of a sudden, I get it. I'm not the most attractive person, but as we are being adults and doing that, she 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 starts to throw up. Guys, it's not great for your ego when you're with a woman and she starts throwing up into the sink and she breaks a glass. Yeah, it didn't that wasn't good for my self-esteem. I'm like, "What can I do?" She's like, "All right, I'm better now. Go ahead." I'm like, "Are you sure? Okay, can I can I help in any way?" And then yeah, it was just one of those things you don't wanna remember, but I'm telling you, to be honest with you, hopefully you can envision it and get a giggle out of it. No, it did not do anything for my ego or my self-esteem, but it did happen. Yeah, what a dick. Oh, good story, Case. Yeah, that's terrific. Um, Arwanka. Great job today, Casey. Oh, you're thank you so much. That's awesome. That was Johnny's wife's name. It was Iwanka. She was awesome. She not only was she drop dead gorgeous, she took care of Johnny. She was a great cook. Her mother used to come and visit sometime. I think I please excuse me if I'm wrong. I think she was from Poland, but Ivanka was a very successful model, just a great person, and really, I miss their whole family. I mean, they were just really, really tremendous. I really, I miss them more than I can tell you. Terrific, terrific people. All right, guys. So Johnny's going to be coming back, and you're a dick. Why are you being a jerk, Noga? Did you ever piss it? No, of course I did not. um, Welsh salty David Chandler is back with a new PFP. I don't know what that is, but I know Chandler's been very nice to me. He's a good guy. I like him. I see nice. So, guys, what? I know. Fuck all yous, because you guys make me laugh. All right, guys, listen. I wanted you to see one thing. Again, my thanks to Johnny and his lovely wife for coming on. They didn't have to do that. Very nice. So, you guys know that one of the things that I love is this one character on Otis. And I get the copyright thing. I don't care because I want to share it with you. I think Otis came on the Martin show maybe like 6 or 7 times, like at different, at different skits or whatever. But the best one, nobody's really seen. And I've got it. All right. I'm going to get, demonetized for it, but I'm going to show it to you because it's fucking hilarious. Pam is going to get married to Martin, I guess. And they have to go through, for some reason, outside the metal detector to get on the plane. And guess who's there? Yeah. Otis. This is the. Yeah, that's happened. Hey, it's my lost interest, everybody. My lost interest. That's my buddy right there. The guy keeps putting out great stuff. I don't know if you've been on his channel. Go to my lost interest on YouTube. He takes like, look. Sometimes people are doing like a bunch of shows. Like my show can be an hour, 2 hours. Something. My lost interest goes on, and he gets like the best parts of it. And in my case, it's very rare. So you got a talent. To find anything good about my show, he's got to be spending time in there. I don't know what he does, but because there ain't many good parts of this show. But my lost interest, everybody. He goes, the girl gagged on your pin and threw up. Nice. No, my lost interest. I remember she was drinking wine and it broke that in the sink. And somehow, somehow, because the toilet was right next to it, she was throwing up in the sink and then in the toilet. And I, as an adult, was still in the mix because that's what she told me to do. So, yeah, I'm a dirtbag. That's like, you want to ask, like, man, you must be really turned on by me. You must think I'm sexy. What a douche. Yeah, I'm the town dick. Hey, listen, man. I got tomorrow is Thursday. It's either tomorrow or Friday. I got a special guest for you guys. And you guys are awesome. I love when you guys come on. I appreciate all you guys. Don't make me fucking start playing Boss Root. We're not doing that. We're about over tonight, but I got some great guests coming up with you. I'm glad that Johnny came in for a little bit, but he's really got a great announcement to make, which I believe you guys are going to like. I hope you like that sizzle reel. It's funny because I remember a lot of that. I remember being up there. I remember the Paris Hilton thing. I remember meeting Paris up on Johnny's penthouse. Let me show you this first. Oh. Oh, wait, I already did show you this one. Sorry, wrong one.
She forgot to look up how to lift weights. That
one turned me off the other, so I got to turn it off. Sorry, I didn't know this, guys, but they had turned me off the other day when I was playing that one. I was gonna erase it. I don't know if somebody like tattled on me or something, but I don't care. They demonetized me, so I can't get the ads and stuff like that. But I don't care because I want to show this shit to you. If I see something funny, I want to play it for you. You know what I mean? I mean, if I want to show you something that makes me piss my pants, I'll show you this. I'm going to show you the guy having an epileptic fit because it's funny. That is probably one of the funniest things I've seen in my life. Next to this.
Amstel.
Oké. De Amstelhaven of zo.
Ja.
Daar beneden.
Ja.
Ja. Oh.
Kunnen we beginnen?
Ja. Ben je er klaar voor?
Ja.
Oké, if you got problems...
Ja, hallo en welkom bij Tina TV. Iedere week weer een kijkje in de showbiz. Deze week gaat het misdaad worden met niemand minder. Ik ben blij dat hij er is. John van de Heuvel. Hey John, leuk dat je er bent. Waar ik benieuwd naar ben, wat vind jij naast jouw eigen programma nou de beste misdaadprogramma's op televisie?
Gaat het goed, Tina?
Ja. Jawel.
Oké. Ja, zeker.
Ja?
Pak even die beginpresentatie, was goed. Ik pak die laatste vraag maar even op.
Ja.
Ja?
Sorry, ja. Oké. Niemand minder dan John van de Heuvel. John, hi, mijn eerste vraag aan jou. Wat vind jij nou, naast jouw eigen programma, de beste misdaadprogramma's op televisie?
Ja, dat is toch een programma wat eigenlijk al jarenlang op de Nederlandse televisie te zien is. Het programma van Peter R. de Vries.
Ja.
Het is natuurlijk een beetje concurrent van me, maar ja, op zich... Ja?
Oh, jongens.
Nou.
Ik heb een ongelukje. Ik ben... Fuck.
Nou, waardeloos zeg.
Zo.
Ik denk dat je dat even kan afschrijven. Dit.
Wow. It never gets fucking old. She's trying to hold it back. What is she trying to put it back in? We've already seen the mudslide eating clams. Oh no. All right. I love you guys. And somebody, before we go, somebody wanted a raspberry freezy. Somebody should get this man a freezy. Please. Please. I don't know. Maybe Aretha Franklin can do it.
Aretha Franklin? What's she doing here? She's in a war picture. 10 prison veterans in the lifeboat scene and Aretha Franklin. What are the chances of me getting in that movie? Oh, I was, one by one, they succumb. Just like young Trudeau. The guns on it. He struggled, and then he ceased to struggle.
All right, guys, that's a tragedy hip. My thanks to Johnny Jr. My thanks to all of you guys for coming in here tomorrow. I got a great guest, and I'm not going to say it yet. I will surprise you tomorrow. But I always want to thank you guys for coming in and for hanging out with me. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Love yous. And please don't get any sauce on your face and look like an asshole. It's the only advice I can give you. Gone.
I'll give you a 9.
Our pal Casey Armstrong.
Oh, wow. Everybody, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Casey Armstrong. Steven, so happy to be here, man. Yeah.
For my buddy, Casey Armstrong.
Okay. Okay.